only the person who serves for more than 5 years for a particular organization, he will get the gratuity amount and he is eligible to get the gratuity amount. If an employee is a non-government employee and if he covered under the Gratuity Act of 1972, so what is the treatment for that person if he is receiving the gratuity? If any private sector employee who is working and if he is getting gratuity and if he is covered under the Gratuity Act 1972, hello everyone, I am Arun Kumar, lecturer in Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Dear students, welcome to this new session, session number 4 on unit number 3, that is Income from Salary, under the subject Income Tax Law and Practice 1, which is there for 5th Sem BCom students who are studying under University of Mysore. So dear students, in the previous sessions with respect to this particular unit, that is Income from Salary, we discussed so many aspects, that is about the theoretical aspects, and also we solved the problems with respect to computation of income from salary. And we also discussed about what is salary, what is allowances, what is perk visits, and we also discussed about what is provident fund and the types of provident funds we have in India as per the income tax rules, and the eligibility to provident fund and who can enter into provident fund for the different provident funds. About this and all we discussed in the previous sessions with respect to this particular unit. So today, dear friends, in this session we are going to discuss about the topic gratuity, and we also going to solve few problems, that is with respect to gratuity. So what is gratuity? So we all know that gratuity is also a part of our salary, okay, but this gratuity will not be paid every month to the employee, okay. The gratuity is not paid every month to the employee, but it is also a part of salary, but this will be paid at the end of a service in a particular institution or in a particular organization or in a business, okay. So for example, you are an employee. What you are doing? You are working in a company, okay. Since from past 15 years you are working, so now you decided to quit the job, okay. Now you go and give resignation, and your resignation will be accepted and you will be relieved from the duty. So that company, for that company is going to give some amount, a lump sum amount for the service rendered by you for that particular company, okay. So here, to get the gratuity, okay, to get the gratuity, a person is supposed to serve at least for 5 years. If a person serves any organization minimum for 5 years, then he is eligible to get the gratuity, the lump sum amount given by the employer to the employee who is quitting the job as a gratitude or as a gratitude of appreciation for the work done by the employee. So you are going to work for them for 15 or 10 years or for 20 years or for 30 years. To show gratitude, to show some respect to you, to the employee, what the employer will do, he'll give the gratuity amount in a lump sum, the amount. So here we have to discuss in this session that whether the gratuity is exempted from tax or whether it is taxable. So before that, before knowing whether it is taxable or exempt, let us understand the exact meaning of gratuity. So gratuity refers to the amount that an employer pays his employee. Yes, as I said, the gratuity is an amount, a lump sum amount which is paid by the employer to the employee in return for services offered by him to the company. Yes, for the service offered by the particular employee, the employer is going to give some amount to him, that is called gratuity. However, only those employees who have been employed by the company for 5 years or more are given the gratuity amount. It is governed by the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Yes, here the employees who are going to serve the company for 5 years or for more than 5 years, they are eligible for gratuity, and only those employees will get the gratuity from the employer. And this gratuity amount, whatever you'll be giving as per the rules and regulations what we have under the Gratuity Act 1972. So gratuity is nothing but the sum of amount given by the employer to his employee for the service rendered by the employee in a particular organization for more than 5 years, and you will be paying the gratuity amount as per the rules and regulations under the Gratuity Act 1972. So the employee can get the gratuity before 5 years if he or she gets disabled in an accident or due to a disease. Gratuity mainly depends on your last drawn salary and the years of service which are rendered to the company. Yes, only the person who serves for more than 5 years for a particular organization, he will get the gratuity amount and he is eligible to get the gratuity amount. But in some cases, even though your service is not for more than 5 years for a particular company, you are eligible to claim gratuity. Which are the scenarios? If you become disabled, if you become disabled through an accident or something, or if you have some disease, okay, if any disease occurs or if any accident occurs, at that time, if you are quitting a job, if you are not completed 5 years also, you are eligible to claim the gratuity and your employer is supposed to give you the gratuity amount. And how we give the gratuity? So gratuity we will give based on the last month salary drawn by the employee and also based on the number of years is served to the company. So this is about the basic of gratuity. That is, what is gratuity, who will get the gratuity, who are eligible for gratuity, and what is the number of years we are supposed to serve, and also who will get the gratuity even though if they will not serve for more than 5 years. So now if you come to the types of gratuity, first thing is the gratuity for government employees. So we will be having two types of employees, right? One is government employee, another one is non-government employee, correct? So government and non-government. Who are working for government, they are called government employees. The people who are working for private sector, they are called non-government employees. So here, if gratuity is given to government employees, so what we are supposed to do, whether it is taxable or not, that we discuss now. If the gratuity is given for the government employees, then any death cum retirement gratuity received by all categories, any death cum retirement gratuity received by all categories of government employees or employees of a local authority is exempt from income tax in full. Yes, any gratuity or whatever the amount of gratuity received by the government employees or by the employees of local authority is fully exempted. They need not to pay a single rupees of tax on whatever the amount they receive from the government as gratuity. Okay, for example, if they are receiving 20 lakhs, whole 20 lakhs is exempted and they need not to pay tax to the government. If they are receiving 30 lakhs, again, they need not to pay tax to the government only if they are government employees or they are a local authority employees. And even if after retirement, if any employee takes up an appointment to a private organization, the gratuity received by him from the government will be exempted from tax. Yes, here, even though after getting the retirement from a government job, if employee, particular person, if you go and work with the private organization after retirement also, okay, after retirement also, if employee go and work with a private organization also, at that time also, whatever the amount of gratuity he receives, that is exempt from tax, it is not at all taxable. That is what this slide says. It's about the government employees, and any government employee receives the gratuities, it is fully exempted from tax. They need not to pay tax on the amount. Moving further, gratuity for non-government employees. Gratuity for non-government employees. Again, under that, private sector employees covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. Yes, if an employee is a non-government employee and if he covered under the Gratuity Act of 1972, so what is the treatment for that person if he is receiving the gratuity? So the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 prescribes gratuity for employees of certain organizations. The employees of the following organizations are entitled to gratuity. So that means the employees who work under certain organizations, only those employees are eligible to get this gratuity under the Gratuity Act 1972. So which are those organizations? One is factory, that employee working in factory, and if any employee working in plantation, mine, oil field, ports and railway company, and shops, establishments or education institutions having 10 or more employees on any day during the preceding 12 months. Yes, if any person is working with these organizations, he is eligible to get the salary and he will be covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. Okay, so then what is the treatment for that employees, for those employees, and how we are going to determine the taxability of that particular employer's gratuity? So gratuity for non-government employees. Any deaths and retirement gratuity is exempt from tax to the extent of the least of the following. That means if any private sector employee who is working and if he is getting gratuity and if he is covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. So for those employees, whatever the amount they receive, from that amount, in these 3 points, the least amount will be exempted and the remaining amount will be taxable. For example, let us say he is getting 30 lakh rupees. Okay, he is getting 30 lakh as gratuity. So gratuity, how much he is receiving? He is receiving 30 lakhs. So in that 30 lakhs, the least in these 3 will be deducted and the remaining amount will be taxable. So what is the first one? 20 lakh. Okay, 20 lakh. The standard limit of 20 lakh and actual gratuity amount received. So what is the actual gratuity amount received? It is 30 lakh and total salary amount should be the sum of 15 days of service or every completed year or part thereof excess in 6 months. For example, 15 by 26. That means if your last drawn salary is like 15,000, your last drawn salary is 15,000 into 15 divided by 26. This is the formula what we are supposed to use to get this 15 days salary into number of years served. Let us say you will get 10,000. Okay, this is just an assumed amount. You will get 10,000 into number of years served is 10 years. Number of years served is 10 years. So how much you will get? Obviously 1 lakh. How much you will get? Rupees 1 lakh. So in these 3, the least amount is supposed to be deducted from the gratuity received. Okay, if any employees, a private sector employees who covered under the Gratuity Act 1972, for them in these 3, the least amount should be considered as deduction amount or exemption amount. That is the first one, the maximum limit of 20 lakhs and the actual gratuity amount received and the 15 days salary into number of days, number of years served. So here you can see he is receiving 30 lakhs and 20 lakhs we have, and what is the amount received again? Yes, it is 30 lakhs. Okay, it is 30 lakhs and you have rupees 1 lakh for 10 years of service. So which is the least amount? 1 lakh is the least amount. So take 1 lakh here. What is the balance? Yes, the balance is 29 lakh. So this 29 lakh is taxable and this 1 lakh is exempted. So this is how we are supposed to solve the problem in case if the private sector employee is covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. So let us solve one problem. So before that, just we discuss about what if the employee is not covered. What if the employee is not covered under the Gratuity Act of 1972? If any private employee, if is not covered under the Gratuity Act 1972, so how it works? The Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 mandates certain organizations to make gratuity payments. However, other organizations are free to make a voluntary payment of gratuity to their employees. There are no restrictions on making such payment of gratuity. Yes, here for certain companies or for certain organizations, it is compulsory to invest or to give the gratuity to the employees, but other organizations, they are not compulsorily have to give the gratuity for the employees, but if they wish, they can give. That is what it says, that is the employees who are not covered under the Gratuity Act 1972. So for them, how to compute? For them also, exemption is least of these 3. Okay, exemption is least of these three, that is rupees 20 lakh actual gratuity amount received and of months last 10 months average salary into number of years served. So 20 lakh rupees or actual gratuity amount received and of months last 10-month average salary into number of years served. So in these three, the least amount will be exempted, and that exempted amount will be deducted from the actual gratuity received. The balance will be taxable. So now we solve the first problem with respect to the gratuity. After serving for 33 years and 9 months in Bharat Chemicals Limited, Mr. X, who is covered under the Payment of Gratuity Act, retires from services on 30th November 2022. The company pays him a gratuity of rupees 9 lakh. His monthly basic salary at the time of retirement is rupees 30,000 and DA is 9,000 and HR is 4,500. So here he worked as a employee in a company in a Bharat Chemicals Limited for 33 years and 9 months. For how many years? 33 years and 9 months. And this person is covered under the Gratuity Act. Okay, he covers under the Gratuity Act. And he received the gratuity amount of 9 lakh rupees. So now to solve the problem, just you're supposed to make 3 columns. Okay, you're supposed to make 3 columns. The first item, what you're supposed to write? Gratuity received. So what is the gratuity received? Rupees 9 lakh. So it is given in the problem itself. Gratuity received is 9 lakh less least amount. So for least amount, we have 3 items. So which are those? The first one is standard limit. So what is the standard limit? Here we have, it is fixed standard limit. It is always 20 lakhs. Standard limit, it is always 20 lakhs. Again, the next one, gratuity received. The same point, whichever we written the starting, the same thing we are supposed to take. So what is the gratuity received here? It is 9 lakh. It is 9 lakh. Next one is 15 days of salary, 15 days of last drawn salary for number of years served. So here 15 days salary. So what is this 15 days salary? Salary means what? Here for this computation, salary means basic and DA. Okay. For the employees who covered under the Gratuity Act 1972, for them salary means basic and DA. So what is the basic and DA? We have basic 30,000 and DA 9,000 at the time of retirement. So 30 plus 9,000. So how much we have total? 39,000 into 15 divided by 26 days. Normally we work for 26 days in a month. So average, that is why we are taking 26. So how much you will get? You will get nearly 22,500. How much you will get? 22,500. Right. So what is the number of years served then? So if you look into the problem, number of years served, 33 years, 9 months. See, if he covers under the Gratuity Act 1972, if he works for more than 6 years, the rounded number 33 years, and in months, if he works for more than 6 years, 6 months, then it will be considered as 1 year. So he is worked for more than 6 months, that is for 9 months, then we will be considering this as 1 year. Okay. So 33 plus 1, how much? It is 34 years. So 22,500 into 34 years. Okay, 22,500 into 34 years. So how much you will get? You will get 7,65,000. How much you will get? 7,65,000. So in these three, which is the least amount? Yes, the least amount is 7,65,000 is the least amount. So what is the balance? The balance is 1,35,000. So this 1,35,000 is taxable gratuity. 1,35,000 will be called as taxable gratuity. So this is how you are supposed to calculate the gratuity amount, the taxable gratuity amount, and the exemption of gratuity amount. I hope all of you understood how to calculate this. But here salary means only basic salary plus DA. Basic salary plus DA. So let us move on to the next problem. Problem number 2. Mr. A retires on 28/7/2022 after completing 25 years, 6 months of service and received a gratuity of rupees 15 lakhs during the retirement is salary. So retired after serving for 25 years and 6 months and is receiving 15 lakh rupees of gratuity amount. And at the time of retirement, his salary is basic is 40, dearness allowances is 15,000 per month, commission is 1% of turnover and bonus is 30,000 per annum. Compute the taxable gratuity assume is private sector employee and covered by the Gratuity Act 1972. So now, first what we are supposed to take? We are supposed to take gratuity amount received. What is the gratuity amount received? It is 15 lakhs. Gratuity amount received is 15 lakhs. Less least of the below. So statutory limit, it is fixed 20 lakhs. Gratuity received, the same amount 15 lakh. Now salary, 15 days salary. So how we will compute? DA plus basic salary. What is the DA and basic salary we have? 40,000, and in DA only 60% of amount is enters into retirement benefit. So while you're taking DA, you should take only the amount which enters into retirement benefit. So in DA, if nothing is mentioned, you assume that the full amount enters into retirement benefit. If it is mentioned, only take the mentioned percentage. In 15,000, 60% is how much? 9,000. So you are supposed to take 9,000 DA plus 40,000 basic salary. Totally 49,000 you will get. So 49,000 into 15 divided by 26 into 26, or you can do like this also. So 49,000 into number of years served. What is the number of years served? 25 years plus 6 months. If it is 6 months, you are supposed to consider it as 1 year, right? So 25 plus 1, 26 years. So 49,000 into 26 years into 15 divided by 26. How much you will get? 7,35,000. In this, which is the least amount? 7,35,000 is the least amount. So deducted from 15 lakh, balance 7,65,000. This is the taxable gratuity. Okay, got it? Hope all of you understood. This is how you are supposed to solve. Next, problem number 3. Mr. A retired on 28/7/2022 after completing 25 years and 6 months of service and receiving how much? He is receiving 15 lakh of gratuity. His basic salary is 40,000 and dearness allowances is 15, in that 60 enters into retirement benefits. Compute his taxable gratuity assuming he is a private sector employee not covered under the Gratuity Act. Just assume he is not covered. The previous two problems with respect to the employee who is covered under the Gratuity Act, but this problem is the employee who is not covered under the Gratuity Act. So what is the gratuity received here? The gratuity received is rupees 15 lakh. Less least of the below. Statutory limit 20 lakhs. Okay. Next, gratuity received. What is the gratuity received? 15 lakhs. Next, salary. So off month, last 10 months average salary. So what is the last 10 month average salary? If you look into here, 40,000 per month, and in this 9,000 you will get. Totally how much you will get? 49,000 per month. Okay, 49,000 per month. So into 10 months, how much you will get? 4,90,000 divided by 10 months. Again, you will get 49,000 only. So the average salary of last 10 months is 49,000 you will get into number of years served. We are taking only 25 years, not 26 years in this problem, because if the employee is not covered under the Gratuity Act 1972, for them we will not consider the months. We will consider only the number of years served. So it is 25. We are taking that 25 years. So 49,000 of average salary into 25 years. you'll get 12,25,000. The least amount 12,25,000. Deduct this, balance 3,75,000. Okay, this 3,75,000 is called taxable gratuity. So this is how we are supposed to solve the problem under the Gratuity Act of 1972. I hope all of you understood this topic. I'll come up with few more new topics. Until then, thank you all. Have a nice day. Namaste.